All right, my name is Matthew Morris. This is my string pedagogy lesson video with Megan Gilly as my subject / guinea pig. Kidding. No experiments, I promise. All right. Hello, Megan. Welcome to your first ever string lesson. Hope you're excited. Yes. Before we start, I just want to, congratulate you on choosing the string instrument. It's a very lovely instrument. Yeah, I would say so.
Definitely.
First thing we're going to do is go ahead and just, open your case right there. Now you have a violin in front of you. Today I'm going to be using a viola because complications, I could not get another violin. However, we're only learning 3 strings, so we should be okay. All right. So in front of you, you have the violin, and I'm just going to explain some of the different parts on the violin right here with this big old viola. Excuse me. All right. So the viola and the violin, or just any string instrument, is a lot like the human body in that you have a head, a neck, the body, and the butt. Just like a human body, you have the head, the neck, the body, and the lower abdomen if you want to get scientific, but we're musicians, we don't need to get scientific. All right, starting from the top, you have the scroll, just kind of like a little add-on right here. You have the pegs, which is a major tuning thing for the violin. We're not going to be touching those things. You have the peg box, which connects the pegs and the strings together so you can tune them. Moving down to the neck, you have just the neck, which is this general area. You have the fingerboard, where this is where the fingers will be hitting the board. Say fingerboard, pretty simple. Moving down, you have the body, and in the body you have 2 different types of holes. You have the C hole. As you can see, it's shaped like C, very self-explanatory. And then, can you guess what this hole is?
An S. No.
I can see where you get S. S. I can actually understand if it was an S hole. However, it's a F hole because you can't really see the little line right here. It kind of looks like an F, kind of like in finale, but just something different. But C hole, and then you have the F hole, and those kind of help the sound resonate, makes it louder, or fuller, I guess you could say. Up here, moving up, we have the bridge, which is this little wooden plank that holds the strings up, so you're able to bow, easily without the strings being directly on the fingerboard, making it, muffled and everything. We will not be touching the bow today, just to let you know. We have the fine tuners, which not a lot of the violins or violas have, older violas or violins have, such as my personal favorite violin over there. We have the chin rest, which is, rest your chin, I guess you can say. And we also have the butt, which is this little peg down here. Some instruments have a little whistle down there that you can help tune, but, we don't really want to use that. All right, so, there are different parts of the violin. Every single one of them are important. I'm just going to go ahead and point to a couple, and you can try to. It's like a little mini quiz. Don't worry, it's not for a grade. All right, what is this little wooden plank right here?
I think that's the bridge.
Good job. What about these wooden pegs up here?
Like tuning pegs?
Yes, tuning pegs. Pegs. I don't know why I said pegs in my sentence. That was not a good call for me. All right, inside here we have the strings attached to the pegs, and this whole area is known as the. All right, maybe I didn't go over this. I might have skipped it. This is known as the peg box.
The peg box. You did.
Okay. All right. Good. I thought I missed something. This black little middle thing. This is known as the. This is where these little doohickeys, your fingers go, and it is a board, so it would be known as the
fingerboard.
Yes, there we go. Very nice job. It's a lot to take in on a first lesson. It's just good to know the different parts, just in case I want to refer to them during our lesson. All right, so why don't we just go ahead and pick up your violin we're going to go ahead and discuss two positions right now, two very important positions. Now, just to let you know, you have my personal favorite violin. I named it Old Yeller because it is a very old violin and it makes people yell whenever they hear it. Yeah, it's a very old violin. All right, so the first position we're going to talk about is the rest position, I guess you could say. It's also known, I know you do marching band, so it's kind of like an attention. It's kind of like an attention position for violinists, because violinists can't do marching band. That's why we have peeps. Yeah, joke there. I'm glad you laughed at my jokes. It's going to be a long lesson if you do. All right, so in the attention position, or the rest position, your violin will be at a straight angle, straight line, pointing from the ceiling down to the ground. ceiling, ground, yeah. In the same way, your body will mimic the violin. Naturally, your hand will be on the neck right here. It will be holding, not firmly, you don't want to break it. Yeah, that would be a bad thing. But, tight enough that, it doesn't go anywhere. It will be resting on your knee. And in the same way, your body will be straight. It will be straight at a right angle, and your legs will be coming out. Feet will be flat on the floor. Legs will be, a bit less than shoulder width apart. You don't want them stretching out here, but you also don't want them down here. So that would be the way the attention would be. Also, that your head will be kind of looking forward. It's almost like a string is attached to your head and it's controlling it, and then it is at a nice high position, and then you just let the string go. And your attention position is basically this. And you look very nice doing this. Wow, nice job. You're catching on quickly. Yeah, good job.
Yay.
All right, the next position we're going to learn is the guitar position. We will not be actually getting to the position with the holding of the violin. That will be the next lesson. So the guitar position is basically you're keeping your body in the attention position. However, your violin or my viola will swing over and act like a guitar. Exactly like this. Your right hand will actually be strumming the strings on the fingerboard. You don't want them up too high, but you also don't want them in the center right below the bridge. You want them to be to play somewhere in the center, in between them, just a bit higher than the edge of the fingerboard. Yeah, so like right there. Your fingers, we'll discuss the fingering of how each individual finger will be placed on the fingerboard. However, we're going to just focus on our thumb for right now. We're going to place our thumb on the back side of the fingerboard, your left thumb. Yep. We want it to be flat against the neck right here, kind of in between these two first pieces of tape. There we go, like that. We want it nice and flat. We don't want it hanging over like this. We don't want it, back there like this. We want it nice and flat. Yep, exactly like that. Where does your right hand go? Or where would it go when we eventually get around to playing it? Exactly like that. All right, good job, good job. All right, so why don't you put your violin just kind of back in the case right now. We're going to just do a couple finger exercises to teach our fingers where they're going to go with the neck or when we're playing the different strings. All right, so to do this, to train your fingers, you can use writing utensil. I prefer a pencil because of the edges. It kind of makes it easier than a pen, which is all just smooth around each side. So a pencil would work nice. Just with the violin, we're going to go ahead and place our thumb flat against the back part of the pencil, kind of exactly like that. Next, we're going to take our middle finger and our ring finger and bring them down and make them pointed. So in the end, you would get something like a dog face or a bunny face. I'm not very good with animals. So you have your little puppy face or whatever animal you want to make it. And then you're going to take your index finger. You're also going to bring that down. Yep. You want to also make it pointed. You want to make your fingers kind of curved up there. There we go, like that. And if you want to bring that, there we go, exactly like that. Keep it like that. And next you want to bring your pinky and do the same thing, except you're going to kind of put it a bit farther in front of the other fingers. There, exactly like that. And this would be the general fingerings for the different strings on the violin. As you get, more advanced, you move them around, and there's different fingerings for everything. But right now, we're just going to worry about basically these 3 fingers and this pinky. We'll get to that eventually. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is take what we learned with the penso and apply it to the violin. Oh, I know. All right. So why don't you go ahead and pick up Old Yeller again? And we're going to go ahead and make this in guitar position. Put this in guitar position. Yep, exactly like that. Now, remember that your thumb will be staying flat on the instrument. So it will be pointing down. Go ahead and lift that neck up. So, sorry about that. So it'll be pointing like this. Exactly, like that. And what we're going to do with our first finger is that we're going to, you see the three different pieces of tape?
Yes.
Yes. This is the finger references that a lot of violinists use, violinists, whatever you're playing. So our first finger will go on this first piece of tape, sorry. Okay, good. All right.
Which string?
We're just going to use the first one for just for a reference.
Okay.
Sorry, we're just going to use the first one. We'll get the strings after this, but I'm just kind of getting your fingers used to how they fit. We're going to go with the first string, the first piece of tape, and then with your middle finger, stretch it on over to the next piece of tape. Exactly like that. With your third finger, we're going to do the same thing. And with your fourth finger, it would eventually go down to that piece of string. Exactly. Exactly like that. Make sure you keep your fingers nice and pointed, like on the pencil, so it doesn't interfere with any of the sound. Good job. Now, a great analogy that I heard for this would be this little trick. Your fingers are going to be mountains, and in between each mountain is a little valley. So you want to make sure that you go a mountain to a valley, a mountain to a valley. So you want to make this a bit bigger. Yeah, there we go. And then a mountain to a valley. And then your fingers will go that. There has to be a lot of space so each note can be properly in tune. Okay, good. All right. Now that you know where the fingers go, it's good to know what kind of strings you're going to be playing on, like you said before. So the first string we're going to learn is the D string, which is, oh my goodness, I'm sorry about that, which would be the D string. For you, that would be the first string right there. Good. You can go ahead and take your fingers off, that's fine. Good. The D string would be the first string. It would sound something like this. So why don't you, So why don't you give that a plug? Yep, you see, this is the D string. Going up from that, you would go to the A string. The A string sounds like this. Why don't you go ahead and plug it? Exactly. When you're plucking, go ahead and just pour it like this, so it doesn't hurt the fingernail anymore. You can't play like this. It's fine. Going up to the next string, you would have the E string. Oop, there we go. Now, there's a perfectly logical reason why that string is on 2. That violin is very old, and it does like to shift around whenever it wants to. I do not have the power to tune it, so we're going to kind of leave it be for the time being until I can properly get it tuned. But we're just going to be messing with the first 3 strings for you. Don't pay attention to my violin. Well, don't pay attention to this string. And the last string we will get to another day. Okay, so here we go. Now, when playing the violin, it's important to keep your fingers always pointed. I'm sorry about that. If you don't, the sound becomes very muffled. As you can see, you want to make sure you keep a sound. All right, so we're going to go back to the D string. Why don't you show me which one is the D string? Yep, exactly. D string is the first string. And we're going to learn the different notes using our first 3 fingers on the D string. All right. With the D string, with your first finger down, this would be an E. It would sound like why don't you go ahead and give that a pluck? That would be an E. Good job. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. The next string would be, the next finger down with your second finger would be an F sharp. Make sure it gets stretched down and it's nice and pointed. Yep, and it would sound like, just give it a pluck. Very nice, very nice. That violin is naturally out of tune. It's okay, we're just getting the basic gist of it. With the third finger, if you put it down on a piece of string, you would get a G. So why don't you give it a pluck? Very nice job, very nice job. You learned it very fast, quicker than I thought you would, quicker than I learned it. All right, moving up. What string is this? If this is the D string,
A.
yep, that would be it. You got it right. You're good. Confidence. All right. So moving up to the. Okay, I was about to say this string. All right, moving up to the A string. If you put your first finger down, you're going to get a B. So it would sound like this. Why don't you give it a pluck? Let's try that one more time. Move your finger back in. There we go. The violin is out of tune, so it sometimes might not come out to the same note I have, and that's okay. I will just have to get it retuned by my master. Putting your next note your next finger down. Next finger down, you would get a C sharp, which would sound like this. So why don't you give it a pluck? Good. And moving the next finger down, can you guess what that note's going to be? Naturally, what's after a C? Yes, a D. It's very out of tune. It's very old violin. But yes, that is correct. So why don't we just review for a second? This would be a B. Let's hear a B. That's fine. It's fine. A C sharp. And now a D. Good job. It's fine. You're doing great. All right, moving up to the next string. What string would this be?
E.
Yes, that would be an E. All right, so going up to the next string, if you put your first finger down, what would you get? Sorry, whoop, that wasn't even the right string. Sorry about that. That would be a F sharp. So, one more time. Yep. Oh, that's right. Your E string is completely out of tune. I completely forgot. I'm sorry about that. So remember, when you're plucking, make sure you pluck with the up here in the fingerboard area. We're not going to be plucking in this area. That's more of the bow area. So we're not going to worry about that.
All right.
All right. So moving up. Okay, good. We have to move. Next note. What would that be? So what? Try to remember your. I forgot. The E string is completely out of tune. Make sure you keep your fingerings correct with the tape. Don't try to put it right on the tape. There we go. And the string is naturally out of tune, so we're just gonna have to work with that. So give it a good pluck. Good. And then putting that third note, what would that be?
A.
Yes. Yes, it's going to be that too. I understand. All right. So right now, you just learned 9 different notes. It's okay if you don't remember them. We're going to go and review them and play a 4-note song. Very close to my heart. All right. So right now, we're just going to do some reviewing on one string at a time. All right. So we have our first string, which would be the D. Good. If we put one finger down, what would that note be? What note comes after a D? Yes, there we go. Now this note, this is a tricky one. The next note would be the third note, which would be an F. However, when you're plugging it, this would be an F sharp. I know, tricky, I know. All right, and then the next note would be a
G.
Yeah, just a G. All right, So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little bit of repeat after me. We're going to learn the song. Yeah, very nice song. Yep. All right. We're going to put it in guitar position. We're going to learn this song. It kind of makes it easier for your fingers to see. Yep. All right. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to play 4 beats, and then you're going to repeat after me. This is going to be very slow, so here's what's going to happen. We have a G. All right. Just going down the scale, so it's going to go G, F sharp, E, D. Yep. All right. Is that okay? You okay? You're going to do fine. It's okay. All right. So finger a G. Nope. 3 fingers down.
Which string?
On the first string, on your D string.
Okay.
Yeah. We're just sticking on our first string for now. All right. So let's hear it. G.
Up or down?
Forward towards you. Yeah. There we go. And now an F sharp. On your D string. There we go. All right. You're doing fine. An E. Now a D. Good job. All right. So repeat after me. Go. Good job. Good job. All right. All right. Here's the next section. It's amazingly just like the first. So it'll go. Go ahead and play that section. All right. Now we're going to play both sections at the same time. All right. Why don't you go ahead? It's fine. There we go. There we go. All right. The next section is different. It would go. Sorry about that. All right, so we'll go E, E, F sharp, G, G. Yeah, this song is sounding a bit familiar?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay. Maybe it will. It's a very old song. So why don't we hear that? It goes E, E, yeah, E, again.
3 E's.
No, two E's. 2 E's. F sharp, G. There we go. That's very nice. And the whole song would just be repeating itself, so it would sound something like this. Maybe okay, there we go. I should get the right notes, that'd be a good thing. It would sound like this. And then it would repeat after that. So why don't we try the whole thing? Okay, ready? We're going to start on a G with a D string, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. F sharp, G. There we go. Very nice job, All right, we're going to move up 1 string and take it to the A. All right. Now we're going to do the same fingerings as we did. They're going to be different notes. However, we're going to use the same fingerings. So if we're starting on an A, what note would this be? Because this would be A, and then this would be A.
C sharp.
Oh, how'd you know that?
You told me.
I did?
Yeah.
Got a superstar here. All right, and then what would be the next note? Yes, A, D. All right, so it would be, what note would that be?
Which one?
The left.
3 fingers.
3 fingers down, sorry.
D.
Good, 2 fingers?
D sharp.
And then what?
A.
Yeah. And so we're basically going to do the same fingerings as we did for the D string with the A string. So go ahead and get your fingers in position. Make sure that that thumb stays nice and flat. We don't want it, we don't want that. We want it nice and flat. There we go. All right. Yeah, this is going to put a strain on your fingers. All right, so here we go. We're going to do the same thing like we did on the D string. Good. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. B, A, C sharp, B, A, B, B, C sharp, C sharp. There you go. There we go. Very nice job. And then we're going to do the same thing on the next string, which would be your what string?
E.
Yes, your E string. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Ready? We should probably go over what notes they're going to be.